Serpent of the Watery Abyss and Burke were staking out Marcus, not Patrick Ames, across the parking lot.
And I hate that fuck Ames. That's probably the reason this isn't the real Ames. Turns out Ames was the only escaped war criminal with an automatic car wash franchise.
You're sitting in a car with a war criminal.
The Serpent of the Watery Abyss took a plastic fountain drink cup. He rolled the window down and threw the cup across the painted stripes of the parking lot.
Can I ask you a personal question? Have you ever thanked someone through their eyes while they physically assaulted you?
Burke rose a pair of binoculars. Marcus filled his lenses like a gushing bag of potatoes, strutting mercilessly and slamming down his bare feet on the hot asphalt.
They told you to disregard everything I say, didn't they?
They said your remarks would be irrelevant at best.
I don't give those guys enough credit. Possibly. Makeshift ladder. Discouraging date. Got it. I know that guy's name isn't ID.
At least you're probably not as broke as a guy named ID. Where the fuck they go?
Oh.
Ames. Marcus. That guy.
Burke points to an empty parking space, where the target once stood.
Oh. Fuck should I know? Pulled the balloons out of his head. Simply flew away. He's not even Ames.
Ames or not, the impression he gives is what matters. Let's head back.
Pa? Pa? May I help you? Are you listening to the Ames tape, Pa? Never heard an Ames tape. This is the Magnus Awesome Space Werewolf tape. But the Magnus never got me so heated up. I feel hot from not eating, Pa. Do we have any food, Pa? I have a spoonful of rice in my back pocket. Why don't you reach back there and grab a few grains and some aspirin for the aftertaste? Aftertaste? They'll brew up in your stomach, boy. Let me know if you need more while I listen to my Ames tape. I didn't know you had an Ames tape, Pa. Guilty as charged. You found it.
Burke and the Serpent of the Watery Abyss walked into the room quickly.
Not so much a laboratory as it is a motel conference room now, is it?
The Serpent of the Watery Abyss hung his jacket on a chair and walked to the window, snow falling gently outside as the sun rose.
None of them are murdered like I am every morning.
Burke propped his feet up on the large conference room table.
They give you all this freedom.
You're gonna tell me I waste it, right?
Ames has Verkyle, right?
That's the rumor. Does that give you the heebie-jeebies?
Yes. But he didn't realize he could control Verkyle until recently.
And when we obtain the article, do you plan on utilizing Verkyle?
Of course.
Where the fuck is... ID walks into the room quickly and sits.
I'll make this brief and exact. We all know of your fascination with information of any kind.
The Serpent of the Watery Abyss was void of reaction. A look that seemed to say, you shouldn't even be addressing me face to face.
Is this the article?
Burke looked down at the article and had something to say, but looking back to ID and the Serpent of the Watery Abyss bobbing their heads in time, expressionless faces.
Yeah, okay.
The Serpent of the Watery Abyss walks back to the window and parts the blinds quickly.
Is my car here?
Only love can save a monster like you. Just because you own a car doesn't mean it's here. He doesn't. What? A car. He doesn't own a car. There's a major problem with this investigation. What? Patrick Ames. He doesn't exist.
Those that don't exist truly have the ability to exist far too often.
Well, we know Ames doesn't exist. And you already know what I'm going to say.
ID takes his shirt off and lays it across the table.
That my department invented Ames to kickstart the investigation and never told me?
Someone's finally more predictable than me.
In theory, watery abyss is pretty much what it sounds like. Not even you could pretend this is all your fault. I mean, they gave you the Ames they wanted you to have.
None of it will slow me down. You sure? Like, 100% sure. My car isn't here. ID stands and walks out of the room, shirtless.
Call Lomax. He'll want pizza by now.
That Ames tape was a source of corruption from the start. Never took a mind to it. Never listened to it. Never was much more than a boy with a picture story collection. Cyrus couldn't take it. Combined with the Poudre and the Ames tapes, he couldn't get 2 looks from a social worker. But that was all Cyrus. Peddling his Poudre and recording advertisements for a brand that never existed.
Pa? Pa! You done with that Ames tape? Never started it. Never had much tape on there. You tried that rice and aspirin? I feel sick, Pa. Take more aspirin. I hear something, Pa.
You feel sick? How do you think my body feels?
It's that shifty ventriloquist mutant again, from up south yonder and down the hill, walking round backwards with his head facing the east.
I think he's dangerous, Pa.
I imagine so. What do you want now?
I want my life back.
Not many have a life anymore, except the road and its windy turnals.
You give me my life back, or I'm gonna eat your boy in one of those windy tunnels.
What's he talking about, Pa? I believe he just threatened your life. My initial reaction is to help him. One less mouth to feed. But as always, the tapes come first.
Poudre, I miss you even when you're in my mouth. Kept that Poudre in a pouch. I was pouching Poudre. Started in the gravel in '89. Made it nice too. Clean overalls. Vacuum van. Sharp vacuum Poudre right into my mouth. But no. I kept that teleportation device. Smelled like failure. I was failing the day I left that bottle of Poudre. Dropped it in the gutter and got picked up by a pack of Poudre poppin' pussy poppers. I told them I kept that bottle of wine for tossing. HR didn't believe me. Out of line. Me. For the first time.
Pa, help! Don't you fucking move.
He's chewing my leg, Pa. Well, chewing's for chewing. I've half a mind to let the mutant eat you.
Beans! You remember how they feel? You remember how they feel in your stomach? God! Remember cooking them? Remember eating them? Yeah! Pow! You throw them some Poudre and some beans? Shit, man, I would have died for that back in the day. You told me how good those Poudre beans were. Boy, I would have shot a man, right? Right? You just chew them? Just try some of this beans just once. I can't fucking take it. I can't fucking take these beans. You remember, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Say, where'd they go? They must have skipped off. But I remember those beans. Boy's right when he talks about those beans. I know I never gave him enough. I fed him on a 10-to-1 ratio. I figure this is a good time for me to start walking. Maybe I'll happen upon him.
Never had no bean tape. He couldn't search for the boy. First time they've been separated for 10 years. Since the famine. That shady ventriloquist didn't eat no beans. He just ate boys. Not to say he wasn't trying. Oh, I tried. Tried more than I knew I could try. But I tried him. He tried me too, that Cyrus. Got me involved in the poudre. Ty said the mutant wasn't coming round again. Shining down on me and Cyrus and making loving. Waiting for Jimmy. Waiting for my boy Jimmy.
Where are you taking me, mutant?
I'm a human being. I'm just hungry.
I'm hungry too. Maybe we can work together. I've got some rice in my stomach if you want some.
That sounds...
Wait! What's that sound?
It's Michael Tate. It's post-apocalyptic Michael Tate.
I thought someone shut him up. What y'all doing?
What y'all doing, man? I couldn't say that.
You guys just hanging out here? So, you guys just, hang out in forests. I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
You happen to know where some food is?
Yeah, Michael Tate. Do you know where we can find some food? I don't even know why I'm still alive. Probably because of Jesus.
He's right. Who can we eat?
You guys been eating people too? Keep it real, Sauce Boss. I'm trying to get my own shake of that sauce bottle.
How are your fans keeping up?
My fans know who I am. They give me food. They give me children. I bet you guys know this forest like I know Jesus. But you two, out here, like this, alone, by yourself, I bet, by yourself, like this, alone, like this, I bet, just like this.
I think he's stuck saying those words.
I think he's a cyborg. Probably sent to kill both of you. Ha!
How long have you been standing there?
Long enough to disable the android.
Why did you disable him? He had food!
You need to eat something.
I haven't eaten anything.
Why don't you get something from Michael Tate? His flesh represents a whole collection of the human mind.
Michael Tate was dead long before the famine. People kept reproducing him in cyborg form. But the programming went haywire. Started killing people, snatching up babies. The boy didn't know. Didn't even see him preparing to toss a wine bottle at his face. I saw it coming from a mile away. By the time it broke across his face, Cyrus was already gone. 6-year wine bottle tosser kept us all in line.
First time I tasted that poudre was when I was cyborg. broke an empty bottle of that elixir across my face in a stripped down factory fire. Same place I found those carpet rolls. Delicious food-ray fluid gave me chemical burns. Memory that'll keep you hairy. Keep your girlfriend asking for it. Keep the gunman looking for you. Food-ray was just the first mark. Never told you about those Lamar factories I was in. That was years before the factory stamped the cat logo on my face. Didn't even notice it till yesterday. I thought that it actually happened to me. Spent years not looking for it. But I had a breakthrough. Too much wine will do that to you. Wine so good. It'll burn the goddamn roofs of your mouth.
I wonder where the boy and the mutant went. Must have left before I finished my tape. I need to stop closing my eyes while listening to my tapes. I put my head back on to give you this. I won't be here forever. Another episode of Magnus Awesome Space Werewolf. Yeah, but they took it in a totally different direction. Remember his girlfriend? Victoria? She dies, yeah. Whole new staff of writers. Aren't you Michael Tate? I was Michael Tate. At least that was the name I went by. Aren't you the cyborg in DC Talk? I'm just a reproduction. The real Michael Tate would not approve. I used to be a fan of Michael Tate. Don't be so quick to assume he'd approve of your actions. No, I know he'd disapprove. How do you know? I told you Michael Tate is just the name I went by in those days, before the famine. What's your real name? Timothy Wells. The Magnus Awesome Space Werewolf Timothy Wells? Bingo, Jack! You talk like you write. So descriptive. I get lost in your stories. Keep it, old man. I have to leave before my battery dies. Understood, Robot Michael Tate. Well, keep it robotic. Can I ask you a favor? Ask first and then I'll tell yous. Don't tell anyone I'm Timothy Wells. Here's a DC Talk tape to keep you on the level. Level? Those are some shit beans.
I told that drummer he'd play one more beat. Suppose he's dead now.
Those beans, they're just the shit. They keep me real. Don't even be fooled. I can't take it. I can't take these goddamn beans. It's seriously 24-7. Poudre motherfucking beans. Can't take that shit. Can't keep it. Can't throw it away. Has to be recycled. Fucking beans!
I thought he was into beans. What'd you say, Pa? I said I thought he was into those beans. What did he say, Pa? Boy's been eating them shit beans. Probably just rabbit shit. By the way, How did you lose that mutant? I kept him alive, Pa. For a while.
Kept him alive as long as I could. I didn't know why, but I kept him alive. Kept his dick unsevered and dry. Kept him alive. Tried to survive. Didn't have no rights. Commute his crimes.
That ventriloquist mutant died in a state of suffering unheard of. Unnamed. Would've ate his own heart out. Sometimes I imagine he's me, and I shudder. Walking naked through the pines as the snow falls. Even I didn't know that boy had that kind of cruelty in him. The kind of cruelty that would stamp a cat on Silas's face. Wasn't too Mark doing, but that's not to say if he weren't involved.
Mark's face had never felt so fat. The casino dripped with older women, spilling over their seats and asking for more. He walked lankily over to an empty slot machine. "Give me $1, he said, grunting and shoving a quarter in. But it was no use, and it was his last quarter. He started a round-robin song in his mind with no quarters. Nothing was fashionable in his decision, but too many had died already. This is the end of side 2. Please start cassette 15.
I don't have tape 15. Goes straight to tape 17.
The ventriloquist's meat is going bad, Pa.
You been eating that ventriloquist, boy?
Fuck do you think I've been eating, Pa?
Granny was right. You developed a taste for that poudre and went off the deep end.
Pa, imagine I'm a piece of paper and a typewriter. Stamp a cat on my face, Pa.
Boy, you're losing your marbles. You kept that mutant alive and now you're eating him.
He's going bad, Pa. Rancid. Bad meat, Pa. Taste it, it's terrible. It's not good, Pa. Tastes real bad. Real bad.
You've been eating mutant flesh. That pepperoni was good for yous. That ventriloquist meat might just turn you into a mutant. How about some aspirin to slow the change?
If I go crazy, are you gonna take a shovel to my neck, Pa?
World's full of possibilities. Can't make any promises. Ain't much promises left since the famine. They're a thing of the past.
He didn't eat all of me. He didn't eat anyone.
Where'd you come from?
I snuck into your sleeping bag while you weren't looking. I thought he was the rice, Pa.
The rice was in my pocket this whole time.
I thought we had a lot of rice, Pa.
But if you weren't eating rice, and weren't eating the mutant, what you been eating?
Michael Tate had some undigested food in his stomach when he broke down. What do you think I've been living on? Cyborg flesh.
I'd prefer you ate the mutant rather than cyborg flesh.
He'd have preferred he ate the mutant. or had the mutant eat him? Cyborg flesh was precious in those days. Could have sold it for 50 times what food was left in Timothy Wells' ruptured stomach. Did I just call him Timothy Wells? I meant Michael Tate. Oh, Michael. Joined the paper boys last I heard.